Well, the Drug Controller General of India has approved a new treatment designed to eliminate the need for reading glasses for millions of people suffering from presbyopia, a common age-related vision ailment that impacts those are above 40. Mumbai-based Entod Pharmaceuticals has developed PresVu eye drops aimed at treating this age-related vision condition, which affects between 1.09 billion and 1.8 billion people worldwide. Presbyopia has long been managed with reading glasses, contact lenses and surgical interventions, but now the eye drop claims to offer an advanced alternative that augments near vision within 15 minutes. These eye drops utilize advanced dynamic buffer technology to swiftly adapt to tear pH. PresVu has also applied for a patent for this invention in terms of its formulation and the process. With this, we ask, is this a game changer to alleviate quality of life? Will we now be able to bid adieu to reading glasses is a big question. What are the concerns the medical fraternity has about these eye drops? Are there certain side effects one has to be wary of? Let's discuss and let's decode with some of the people who understand this space. Dr. Ashu Agarwal, Senior Consultant, Ophthalmologist in the Apollo Hospital, joins us on the show. Dr. Vinay Garodia, Founder and Director of Synergy Eye Care, is also with us on the program. Dr. Prachi Shukla-Tyagi, Professor at the Muzaffarnagar Medical College, also joins us on the show, and Dr. Sonam Anand, Senior Eye Consultant, is also joining us on the broadcast. Dr. Agarwal, I'll begin with you, if you can hear me. Dr. Agarwal? Okay, Dr. Garodia?
Yeah, hi.
All right. So, your thoughts on this groundbreaking, this landmark invention? Is this you're laughing, you're smiling? Is this likely to change the way people read and treat this condition, which is not only age-related, but it's like a pandemic as well, because people obviously lose focus, lose the potency of their eyesight with age-related causes. Is this something which is going to definitely reverse that?
So first of all, I'm really surprised. Today I saw it in the newspaper, and there have been messages I've been getting from my patients the whole day. What is this new treatment, new wonder treatment and all? And I'm first of all surprised at the way media has handled it, the way the pharmaceutical industry has pushed it, because this is nothing new. Pilocarpine has a drop that has been used for more than 75 years for treating glaucoma. In fact, this was one of the first drops used for treating glaucoma. It is a good drug, but what we found is that it was having lots of side effects. Therefore, when the better drops came in, it was slowly used for a very limited kind of a role. Now, this new so-called new drop is nothing but the same pilocarpine in a different concentration. We used to use 2% pilocarpine, and this is 1.25% pilocarpine. So there's no rocket science here. And the way it works is because it constricts the pupil. The pupil is like the iris of our eye, which is like a diaphragm of a camera. When it constricts the pupil, it works like a pinhole, so the patient can read without glasses. Yes, that's true. But then it comes with its own side effects. It causes headache. It can decrease the vision, especially in low light conditions, because the way, if you know photography, in low light, you're going to be increasing the aperture to capture the images. Same way, we have got our iris tissue, which can change the size depending upon the light conditions. If you constrict it, you will have problems seeing in low light. Plus, if you have a very small cataract in the center, the patients will have a decrease in vision happening because of that. This can have potential serious complications in terms of retina tear or retina detachment also. So I think that's the reason why most of the ophthalmologists across the world are not very comfortable about using this drop in at least all the patients. There might be some very limited kind of indications for this, but this kind of publicity in the media kind of makes it like a big breakthrough that everyone should be using, and that is where we have a problem. This thing at best is for a very select population, though personally I would not be using it in my patients, but yes, if someone wants to use it, they have to take proper precautions, do a complete retina checkup before starting this treatment, explain the potential complications to the patients. But in India, where we already have a very poor control over the drug delivery, people can get off the counter so many drugs like even steroids. I'm sure this kind of publicity will make people go to the pharmacist, buy this medicine and start using it without any medical care. And this can be dangerous for people. So it's very, very irresponsible of the company and the media to promote it like a wonder drug. There is nothing new about this. They say it is a very cheap drug. They say only 350 rupees. In fact, I just now checked from my pharmacy. The older pilocarpine 2% used to be costing 56 rupees. And this 1.25, they say is 350 rupees only, because they're comparing it with the American product which was there. In US, it has been there for 2 years. There have always been studies already there, which are talking about increased risk of retinal detachment and serious complications because of this drug. So even if it is useful, it is with a very select population. I just now got a WhatsApp message, I'm not sure how true it is, but apparently All India Ophthalmic Society president has also instituted an expert committee to look into this matter as well. So each and every one of us are very concerned about this kind of misuse of the media. So I think we have to be very careful and learn how to not use the media. And the companies have to be more responsible rather than promoting the drug like that. This is the first time that the drug has been promoted to the general public before it has been promoted to the doctors. Normally, whenever a new drug comes, the MRs will come to us, tell us that we are coming up with a new product, and then we kind of decide to use it or not. This time, the company has gone all over. I mean, I've been checking each and every news channel, each and every YouTube channel, every print media is having this news on the first page. It is not a first page item at all.
Okay. All right, sir. I would suggest that you don't blame the media entirely for this. And in most of your response, you have targeted the media. That is not correct, I should tell you, because obviously the media is basing this on the information that it's getting. The media, we are not medical experts. Nevertheless, Dr. Prachi Shukla, if you're there with us, do you think that this is misleading the public, what's happening right now, and this medicine has been around for a very, very long time?
I would say that I have used this drug in 2 or 3 of my patients, and what I got the response regarding this drug was, one person came to me. He was my OT assistant actually. His age is 43, and he was having some problem in loading the IOL if it is to be loaded in the OT. So I asked him to put that drop and assist me in the OT. What happened? He said, "Ma'am, I am not able to focus. I'm seeing everything in that, light is overall minimized. It is dim light." And the other thing, what he said, by the evening, he said that I'm having brow ache and frontal headache. So he said, "Ma'am, I'll not be able to continue this drug." Two of the patients. Another patient also gave the same complaint that I'm having difficulty in driving in the night. He was having problem. Definitely, this drug is being used for glaucoma, angle closure glaucoma for a longer duration, since ages. But for presbyopia, I don't feel that it is that beneficial. The company is claiming to be. My opinion is definitely before doing, unless you do gonioscopy, unless you see the peripheral retina, chances of retinal detachment is there if this drug is started. So I don't feel, and chances of inflammation. If the eye is having any type of inflammation, definitely that inflammation will increase. And cataract progression, that will also increase at a faster pace. So in my opinion also, it should not be publicized like this, which is being informed to the patients, general population. Definitely they'll go to the counter and get this drug without getting checked by the doctors and without knowing about its side effects.
Okay, let's also get Dr. Sonam Anand, Senior Eye Consultant, Ophthalmologist, into this conversation as well. Dr. Sonam Anand?
Yeah.
Is this a miracle drug, or, for the lack of a better word, is it an eye wash?
It's nothing medical in it. Everybody knows it. It's just a marketing step. You see, all the ophthalmologists, they must be doing, maybe a few years back, some Singapore doctors suggested that low dose atropine, it helps in getting rid of glasses. And all the pharma companies, they started manufacturing low dose atropine. And ultimately, what happened that after a few years of, even I tried for my son also, and nothing worked. Everything was, and ultimately it's out of market and nobody talks it now. Few companies, they still manufacture, doctors still right, but there is no any positive result of that. And the same line, they have started pilocarpine. You see, one of the long-term side effects of pilocarpine is also a spastic pupil. the pupil becomes small and it becomes rigid to dilate later on, which will lead to failure of accommodation. Means the patient won't be able to see far vision or near vision later on because the pupil needs to dilate and constrict for a good accommodation. So if it becomes spastic or too small, the thing, it's just a pinhole effect. You see, for a normal person to understand, when a person goes to a doctor and doctor finds that patient is not able to read the last 2 or 3 lines. Okay, there are 7 lines primarily, and patient is able to, with best corrected specs, patient is only able to read 4. So he puts a pinhole just to check whether the patient is able to read any further line. Pinhole, even without glasses, the patient will be able to read that line which he is able to see it with glasses. So pinhole is that kind of thing. So this pilocarpine is just constricting the pupil, just to making it pinhole, and the patient maybe, because I haven't used it as for this presbyopia, but as Dr. Prachi said that one of her OT assistant had used and he was complaining. So there are more side effects. It's better to use glasses. That's my suggestion.
All right, fair enough. Let's also get some more opinions on what you've just said. Dr. Ashu Agarwal is also with us now. Dr. Agarwal?
Yeah, hi. Sorry about the delay. So, what I would like to say...
Well, if you know, okay, most of the panelists have said that this is nothing new. It's not a miracle eye drop. It's been around for a long time. Why does it get an approval now then?
So, I'll tell you what. Basically, it's a very old drug used for glaucoma and probably even given up to quite an extent because of the side effects which are not very acceptable in the face of newer, better drugs available. But what I would say is it's probably a repurposed drug. You know, a new purpose has been found. With this, one of the unwanted side effects of glaucoma treatment with this drug was that the pupil got constricted. Now, they've used this very feature as an advantage because when we want to deal with presbyopia, one of the ways of dealing with it is reducing the size of the pupil, which is called a pinhole effect, and that's being used over here. So actually, if you look at it, it's quite an elegant way to go. But the problem is that the drug, we've already had some problems with the drug. And so what they've done is they've reduced the concentration from the 2% usual concentration that we used to use to 1.25%. Plus they've addressed the stinging, because it was an acidic drug, it used to have a pH of 4.5. They've made the composition such that it's not so bad, you know. So it works, and from what I hear from my colleagues, I have not used it because in the international market, it's marketed as VUITY. And people tell me that it gives you functional near vision. Now, what is functional near vision? Basically, it won't let you read a perfect small print or a medicine print, but you'll be able to get along for most of the daily activities of reading, and definitely your mobile and maybe your Google Maps, which is very important in day-to-day living these days. You can see your Google Maps and navigate. So which it will serve the purpose for most of us between the age of 40 to maybe 55 years of age. But the problem here is that the way it's being marketed is what I think my colleagues have something against, and rightly so, because there are certain issues associated with this drug. We've seen it earlier also, and in fact there's studies and moreover post-marketing research which has come in has shown certain complications which has been already addressed by my colleagues over here. Now, what I would say is that in case, I think it will work for most patients, provided a good thorough examination of the eye is done. Certain conditions which can probably lead to a little some complications later on are already addressed and taken care of, and they're kind of prescribed. The medicine is as such prescribed based on the need of the patient. It should not become an over-the-counter medicine, which is what our worry is, because many such things which become over-the-counter can cause problems. It's not a simple lubricant that you can have as an over-the-counter drug. It's something that needs to be prescribed based on the requirements of the patient and after a thorough evaluation. That's what I would say. Otherwise, it is likely to work. It has been working for some people. A lot of people, I can understand, don't want to wear glasses, or even if it's either for cosmetic reasons, or sometimes, just the hassle of handling glasses is too much. And for instance, for me also, my distance vision is perfect. But for reading and while even looking at the screen, while talking to you, I need to put on these glasses. But the problem here is that, again, it's a BD dosing, the drug lasts for about 4 to 6 hours, and then you have to use it again. But the other thing is that the research is on, some other drugs are being looked at, and even the concentration of this particular medicine from 1.25 to 0.4% is being reduced. So I think there are good things in the future. Let's not brush away the concept. The concept is good. There may be other ways of addressing. This is a start. But what I would definitely like to highlight again, as like my colleagues earlier, is that we should, not just use it as an over-the-counter and just pick it up and start instilling. Let's go to a doctor, get a thorough evaluation, get things ruled out that there's no issue, we can go ahead with it, and then go ahead with it.
Dr. Agarwal, why do you think there is such a hype about it now?
Hype, see, you know what, presbyopia is, or the inability to read well or see well at near work, is something which has been a big source of problem for anyone who hits 40 years of age, 40 to 45 years of age. Unfortunately, this is the time when you worked, you studied, you worked, you earned enough, you want to have a good life, and suddenly you hit with presbyopia. I mean, if we have a definitive presbyopia treatment, it's really going to, this is not definitive, this is day to day, every day you have to instill drops twice a day. If you have a permanent solution, and there's no such good solution as such, there are things being tried, then that would be a really hit, and hype is an understatement, I would say. It is the need of the hour, I would say. So that's why this is a start. Let's look at it, but a little more objectively and a little more carefully.
Okay, Dr. Garodia, apart from the blow up that the media is doing, do you think that the hype has been created unnecessarily here, and this could also, in more ways than one, be detrimental for patients if the right information is not put out?
Yes, because we always keep seeing people use a lot of steroids drops for their eye infections, and we day in and day out keep seeing these complications. Unfortunately, the patients take the eye drops very lightly. They go to the pharmacist, they are dispensed the drops. Now, they've come to know there is a drop which will make them not use glasses, not need glasses. And as Dr. Ashu said, there's a major issue that people don't want to use reading glasses. They find there's a magical cure. They'll go to the pharmacist, they'll go to the people. And in fact, all the coverage even tells the dosages and everything about it. So all the so-called medical literature is out in the market, and none of them tells about any potential complications. So people are likely to go out and buy these medicines. The people who asked me whether this medicine is okay or not, out of every one person who asked, there are at least 10 people who would not bother to ask, and they will just go to the chemist and buy it. The chemist is earning money, he's going to sell these things. When they can sell steroids, they would definitely sell this drop also. So the problem is that we don't have a very strict condition in which the patients don't get the eye drops without prescription. In that situation, creating this kind of a media hype, and by media hype, I'm not blaming the media, I'm blaming the company for using the media in such a way that it's a major change that is happening. They talk about the population which is presbyopic, but we all know that each and every presbyope is not going to benefit from this thing. But the way the hype has been created is a bit too much. And as I said, they did not come to the doctors first, they went to the public first, because they knew that doctors are going to question them. So this is the first time I'm seeing a new drop being introduced when the med rep has not come and told us, sir, we are coming out with this product. And then rather straight away we get to know about it from our patients and from the media. So that shows the malintention of the company, I feel.
Okay. Dr. Prachi Shukla, is this buzz important or is it dangerous?
I'll not say exactly dangerous. There are potential complications, and at least before prescribing this drug, all aspects should be taken care of. This is one thing. Another thing, in my opinion, I feel in early cases of presbyopia, I mean to say, by the age of 40, every person needs more or less, all the people need near glasses if the person is ametropic. Means his distance vision is okay, and he needs corrective glasses plus lenses for near vision. At the age of 40, 45, everybody needs. This pilocarpine will definitely might be helpful in early presbyopia. As the age progresses beyond 45, beyond 50, when the corrective glasses required is of a higher number, higher plus number is required, I don't feel that this drug will be that beneficial in that age group, in higher age group. So saying that it will be beneficial for all the presbyopic patients in any age, this is false. Definitely we are knowing that there are some complications which may lead to long-term side effects also, long-term myosed pupils, rigid pupil, non-dilating pupil, or further that continuously constricted pupil may get attached to the anterior surface of lens also if there is any kind of inflammation in the eye, that is known as posterior synechiae. That is again a complication which could be kept in the mind before prescribing, or rather before the patient are not knowing about everything. They are just going with the drug, going with the publicity, and definitely they'll go to the counter and get this drug and will feel that there will be some magical effect and will not be required, he'll not require any glasses. So as Dr. Ashu sir said, it might have some future prospects in a brighter direction. Let us see. But definitely there are side effects, and 3 patients in whom I prescribed, they were not at all satisfied with this drug.
Okay, all right. Let's also get a concluding thought from Dr. Agarwal once again, and Dr. Sonam Anand as well. Dr. Anand, dangerous or a window to the future, literally?
This is dangerous because when your pupil constricts and it becomes a pinhole, your overall field of vision becomes very narrow, and especially while driving. You want to see what is coming from right side, left side, anything, and suppose you have a very narrow field of vision, to just be able to see what is there in front of you. So this is something can be very dangerous. So I'll not recommend this drug.
All right. Dr. Agarwal?
That it's a work in progress. I'm talking about the concept. The concept is important. We need to address this. Presbyopia correction is good. And in fact, even if you talk of apprehension and not every patient benefiting, the number of presbyops is so huge that even if a small percentage benefits, the numbers are significant. So definitely there would be a percentage of patients who would benefit from it, and let's not deprive them of it. That's what I would like to say. But yes, the concept is good, but the method in which it's being done and totally sidestepping the potential complications and educating the public about possible side effects and problems, that should have been, as when I said, that is something and I think that that oversight on the part of the company is being addressed by media. Kudos to you for this show where you're highlighting and educating the public that yes, you can't just go there, pick it up and instill the drops. You need to be a little careful. Get yourself thorough checkup. That's what I would like to say.
All right.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.